Hello and welcome to Lantern Lane Stories. Tonight's story is The Pandas Who Came as Friends. It was October 1972. The maple trees of Ueno Park had turned bright red and gold. A little girl named Yuki stood with her grandfather near the zoo gate. The air smelled of roasted chestnuts from a cart by the road. "Grandpa," Yuki said, pulling his sleeve, "why is everyone talking about pandas?" Grandfather crouched down beside her. His coat smelled of cedar and warm wool. "This year," he said, "Japan and China made peace." After a long time apart, their leaders shook hands and signed their names. Yuki nodded slowly. "And now they are friends?" "And now they are friends," he said. He smiled. "China is sending Japan a gift to celebrate. A very special living gift." "What kind of gift?" "Two giant pandas," he said. "They will live right here at Ueno Zoo." Yuki had seen a picture of a panda once in a book at school. Black patches around the eyes, a round white belly. Fur that looked impossibly soft. "When do they come?" she whispered. Grandfather looked up at the red leaves above them. "Very soon," he said. 2 weeks later, 2 wooden crates arrived at Ueno Zoo. Inside each crate, something breathed softly on a pile of fresh bamboo. The female panda was named Lan Lan. The male panda was named Kang. They had traveled all the way from China. The zookeepers opened the crates slowly and spoke in quiet voices. One keeper held out a small bamboo stalk toward Lan Lan. She sniffed it. She sniffed it again. Then she took it with both front paws and began to eat. Crunch, pause, crunch. The keeper smiled so hard his eyes disappeared. "Welcome to Tokyo," he whispered. The next morning, Ueno Zoo opened its gates. The line stretched down the long street and around the block and kept going. More than 100,000 people waited that day. 100,000 pairs of eyes, all hoping for a flash of black and white. Yuki and her grandfather had come at sunrise. Her breath made small clouds in the chilly air. Her boots crunched on the frosty gravel path. "Will they be awake?" she asked. "Pandas eat in the morning," grandfather said. "They will be awake." When they finally reached the glass, Yuki pressed her nose against it. Inside, Lan Lan sat on a wooden platform. She was eating her bamboo stalk with great care, rotating it slowly. Kang was behind her, lying on his back, staring up at the pale sky. He looked very comfortable. Yuki laughed softly. "He looks like he forgot to get up." Grandfather crouched beside her. "He is safe," he said quietly. "He has all the bamboo he wants." Days passed, weeks passed, seasons turned. The bamboo arrived fresh every morning, bundled like little bunches of green candles. Lan Lan always chose her stock carefully. She would sniff 3 or 4 before picking the one she wanted. The keepers called her the choosy one. Kang discovered something wonderful about himself. He liked to roll. He would lean sideways until he toppled over and rock gently on his round belly. The children watching always gasped and then laughed. In spring, cherry blossom petals drifted past the panda enclosure like pink snow. Parents lifted small children onto their shoulders to see over the crowd. In summer, the keepers placed blocks of ice in the yard to keep the pandas cool. Lan Lan sat on an ice block and looked very dignified. In autumn, school children in yellow hats lined up 2 by 2. Look carefully, their teacher said. What do you notice about their paws? A small boy raised his hand immediately. They have a special extra thumb. Very good, the teacher said. That thumb helps them grip bamboo. In winter, Kang napped in a patch of pale sunlight. The light made his white fur glow like fresh snow. Visitors stood very still, not wanting to wake him. Word spread across Japan. Families traveled by train from distant cities just to visit. Grandmothers who had never been to a zoo stood at the glass with their grandchildren. They are so gentle, one grandmother whispered. Her granddaughter nodded, too amazed to speak. Over many years, China sent pandas to other friendly countries too. This practice had a special name, panda diplomacy. Diplomacy is the art of making friends between countries. A panda does not think about borders or peace treaties. A panda thinks about bamboo and napping and rolling. But the people watching a panda think about each other. Standing side by side at the glass, strangers share a quiet smile. That the keepers said was the whole point. Years and years went by. New pandas came to Ueno, each one a fresh living gift of friendship. And then, on a warm June night in 2021, something wonderful happened. A panda named Shin, who lived at Ueno Zoo, gave birth. Not to 1 cub. To 2. Twin pandas. The news traveled through Tokyo in minutes. Televisions lit up with the announcement. Twin giant panda cubs born tonight at Ueno Zoo. People who had been about to go to sleep stayed awake to watch. Office workers on the night shift passed their phones around so everyone could see. A mother in a quiet apartment near the park shook her daughter awake. Hana, she whispered, the pandas had babies, 2 babies. Hana sat up, eyes heavy with sleep. 2, she murmured. 2. Hana was awake immediately. The 2 cubs were born healthy but very, very small. They weighed less than a small bag of rice. Their fur was pale pink, not yet black and white. Their eyes were tightly closed. They made tiny, soft squeaking sounds. For weeks, Shin Shin cradled them carefully, one in each arm. As the days passed, dark patches began to appear. First around the ears, then around the eyes, then across the round little shoulders. Slowly, two small pandas took shape. The girl cub was named Xiao Xiao. In Chinese, her name means little, little. The boy cub was named Lei Lei. In Chinese, his name means bud. Two small names for two small pandas. Tokyo loved them completely. When the zoo opened its doors so visitors could see Xiao Xiao and Lei Lei, the lines were long again. Just like 1972. Children pressed their small hands against the cool glass. They watched Xiao Xiao roll sideways, the same way Kang had once made children gasp and laugh. They watched Lei Lei reach for a bamboo stalk with his small round paws. Their mother Shin Shin watched over them with calm dark eyes. An old man stood quietly at the back of the crowd. He had been coming to Ueno Zoo since he was a boy of 7. He remembered the cold October morning in 1972. He remembered the smell of chestnuts and the long, long line. He remembered pressing his nose against the glass and seeing Lan Lan for the very first time. Now his granddaughter stood beside him, pressing her face against the same glass. "Grandpa," she said, "why did China send them to us?" He was quiet for a moment. He looked at the two cubs tumbling in the straw. He looked at the families around him, all of them smiling in the warm indoor light. As a way of saying, he said at last, that they want us to be friends. She turned back to the glass. Xiao Xiao had flopped onto her side. Lei Lei was trying to climb over her, small paws slipping. Shin Shin watched them with the patience of a panda who had all the bamboo she needed. "I think it is working," the granddaughter said quietly. The old man smiled. "I think it is. If you ever walk through the gates of Ueno Zoo in Tokyo, remember this. In 1972, China sent 2 giant pandas, Lan Lan and Kang, as a friendship gift. On the very first day, more than 100,000 people came to see them. This practice of sending pandas to friendly countries is called panda diplomacy. And in 2021, twin cubs, Xiao Xiao and Lei Lei, were born right there at Ueno. Now you know? So if you go to Tokyo, look through that glass. Watch a panda eat bamboo slowly and with great noise. Watch a round black and white shape roll onto its side and sigh a long, happy sigh. Think this animal is a bridge. A bridge between countries built out of bamboo and soft rolling and round sleepy eyes. The evening light at Ueno turned golden and then soft pink. The last visitors walked slowly out through the tall gates. Inside, Xiao Xiao curled against her brother Lei Lei under a warm lamp. Their small chests rose and fell. Rose and fell. And so, Tokyo also slowly fell asleep. Good night.